And my identity is son of David. And who is David? The great king. And who is David's illustrious son? Solomon. May I point out to you that Solomon is the 10th son of David. According to the recording of the scriptures, I point out to you that David had a number of wives, and we do not have the record of all the children. But those of whom we have, Solomon would be 10th. Watch it. Jesus is identified with Solomon, David's son. Now, if you're going to get through the tragedy that you're experiencing, you must be prayerful, and you must know your identity, and that is son of Solomon, a son of David, which is Solomon. And who is David? The king. I'm the son of a king. What do we have to learn now through David? And Nathan said unto David, thou art the man. God has taken you and has given you everything you ever needed. And if you would have needed more, all you had to do is ask for it, and he would have given you such and such. Nathan the prophet is telling us that Christians are never to be jealous of what God is doing for their brother and sister. You're serving the same God. It is not as if it's the last 2 slices of bread in heaven and the last piece of bologna. There's plenty of bologna where that came from. And if the bread is out of the fridge, he can make it out of his hand. What do I have to be jealous for when I see God blessing my brother, God anointing my sister? I want God to bless you, but I'm saying, Lord, I'm in line. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, it's my time. Ladies and gentlemen, David is a man that teaches us a great lesson. And what is that lesson? In this life, the success of living is developed by the successful management of tragedies. In this life, the success of living is developed by the successful management of the tragedies of life. What is a tragedy? A tragedy is a life drama with a sad climax. It is an actual drama in life that ends in a sad climax. Does David know anything about this? Well, let's examine the tragedies of David. Number 1, he's born the youngest son of Jesse. Now, you don't know what it is sometimes to be the youngest one, and especially the middle one. Mama goes out and buys all the new clothes for the first one. The second one can't get new clothes because they got to be hand-me-downs. By the time the third one gets here, they wore out the clothes, so they get new clothes for the third. Somebody gonna hear me. Get a new bike for a brother. He tears up most of it. Then he grows out of it, so he now gets a 10-speed. You want a bike? Of course. You got one. Brothers. By the time you go through it and tear it up, he tore up the first half, you tore up the second, third one gets a new bike. When we deal with the last son, there's one thing that is tragic. He has no birthright. And as we begin to divide, he's the youngest. We let Mikey eat it. He doesn't get the best. Tragic. You have to learn how to make triumph out of your tragic. You had no control in being born the last son, but you've got to learn how to get victory out of that. You got to learn that sometimes the last son's the cute son. And the last son sometimes wins the attention of the others. And you've got to learn how to take what you got and make the most of it. Tragedies of David. A man that was a loner. He was too young to fit in with his elder brothers and too old to stay at home with his mother and father. He was a loner. That's how David came upon the lion by himself. His brothers were in the field working. They couldn't be there to help him. David had to defeat the lion by himself. That's how David had the bear experience. He had the bear experience because he was a loner. How about when he went to Goliath, to the giants? Who went with him? You have to learn in this life that though the lions are coming against you and you can't find the zoologist to put him back in his cage, you got to take what you've got and kill the fella. You got to handle the bear. You got to defeat Goliath. If nobody will help you, help yourself.